Hello everyone and welcome to our channel Biodiversity and Conservation by Ambika Prasad Research Foundation. So today our topic is Crepidium species in India presented by Sugimani Marandi. So let's get started. So as we all know, the Crepidium species is also sometimes called as a spur orchid because it has a leaf modified one that is called spur, and it is a genus of about 300 species of orchids in the family Orchidaceae, and it is maximum time it is a terrestrial plant with short stem lying on the ground, or two or more large plated leaves and small non-reputate flowers, resupinate flowers with spreading sepals and petals, and it is widely distributed in the tropics. So these are for the you to know about the Crepidium species, and it is a evergreen and sympodial type and mostly terrestrial, as I have told earlier. So let's now move to our next Crepidium species that we will talk in our later slide. So our first species is Crepidium acuminatum. So Crepidium acuminatum, its common name is Jivak, and it is a terrestrial, as you can see, and it is sometimes small to medium size, and it occurs hardly stratified cliffs, bluffs, and you can say you can mostly see it in a horizontal rhizome, giving rise to rather thin or short stems, bearing mainly broadly lens-like acuminate and acute leaves, and you can see the flowers are very minute in size, and it is pale yellowish green tinged with purple, as you can see in this picture. I have given here the photo. So here you can see there is a tinged with purple in terminal racemes, and the sides of the leaf produced upwards with auricles apex notched. So it also has a wide medicinal uses, so you can also go through it. So it means I get to know only from the literature aspect that the pseudo bulbs are sweet in taste, and they are very useful for tuberculosis, general diabetes. So there are other medicinal purposes is there, so you can also look through it and get to know about their other aspects. Then move to our next Crepidium species. Then I forget to tell about the Crepidium acuminatum that the elevation is from 500 to 2000 meter, and the flowering period is from June to September. Now we will talk about on Crepidium biaeretum. So here the plant is terrestrial, as I have told that mostly Crepidium species are terrestrial, and the stem is cylindrical, fleshy, with several nodes are there, and leaves are usually oblong, ovate, and subelliptic. Then you can see the flower part. The flower is purplish red to green. You can see at the mostly it is like a purplish one. So at the middle of the section there is a tinge type of green is there. So these are for the color variation, and dorsal sepal suboblong or oblong lanceolate, and the lip is superior, and base with a pair of auricles decurrent backwards embarrassing column apex. So these are for Crepidium biaeretum. Then the elevation is from 1200 to 2200 meter, and the flowering period is from May to August. Then comes to our Crepidium calophyllum. So as per I have gone through the literature, I get to know that before Crepidium calophyllum, it was named as a Melexis calophylla. So it is one type of synonym, you can say, that is available in India. So in recent book, or you can say recent literature, I have followed that this Crepidium calophyllum is available in India. And the common name, as you can see, the beautiful leafed Crepidium, because the leaf is one of that it attracts the most of these species. And you can tell that it is a terrestrial with south short erect pseudobulb carrying bicolor leaves or acute leaves, oblong lanceolate. So these are the main characteristics of the leaves. Then comes to our the flower one. So flowers, as you can see, it has a many flowered, densely cylindrical inflorescence with narrow, linear, setaceous bracts carrying successively opening inverted one. So these are for the Crepidium calophyllum, and the evolution is 800 to 1200 meter, and the flowering period is from July to September. Then move to our next one. Now then comes to our Crepidium josephianum. So Crepidium josephianum, its common name is also Jivak, and I have gone through every literature aspects, and I get to know that this particular species is very rare in rare plant that you can see. So in India it is also available at some point of areas. Then it is from I get to know that there are very few information about this species. So this is a terrestrial one with sympodial herb with a strongly condensed rhizome carrying a fresh and developed pseudobulb. It is there, and you can see the leaves are, you can see the leaves are foliage leaves with sessile sitting at the base, lamina pale purplish brown, purple veined beneath is there. So these are for the leaf morphology. Then comes to the inflorescence one. So inflorescence is racemose erects, and it is also purplish brown. And you can see the flower bracts are purplish brown, and triangle to triangular ovate. So you can see, and one more thing is that the flowers has a light brownish yellow with red brown or purplish red marking on the basal part of the leaf. So these are the most noticeable characteristics of this species. So you can identify from this particular aspects. So the elevation is from 500 to 1500 meter, and the flowering period is from May to June. Then move to our next one. Then comes to our Crepidium khasianum. So Crepidium khasianum, its common name is Khasi boot orchid, because at the species you can see that is khasianum is that. So from that the common name arises as Khasi boot orchid, and it is a terrestrial one and has a small sized, and the leaves are oblique, pointed to the tapering, with wavy margins and strongly veined and greenish gray flushed with purple. So these are the characteristics of leaves. Then comes to our flower. The flower are yellowish green, relatively very small, or you can say small. Flower stalk and ovary are very small in size. Then sepals are, you can see, the oblong and elliptic, and it has lateral sepals, somewhat it is oblique is there. So petals are narrower, narrow liner. Then comes to our elevation. So elevation is from 500 to 1500 meter, and the flowering period is from May to June. Then move to our next one. Then comes to our Crepidium mackinoni. So Crepidium mackinoni, its common name is also Jivak, and it is a terrestrial one. And personally, I have seen this in Odisha also. So I can clearly say that the leaf has a very distinguished character with uh, you can verify it, and the flower is greenish in color. So these are for the Crepidium mackinoni, and the flowering is from July to September, and it's find in a subtropical region as an altitude of 1000 up to 1500 meter. So this is for all, and it has a synonym sometimes like Melexis macaloni. So these are the synonyms of it. So then move to our next one. Then comes to our Crepidium maximovixianum. So its common name is lunar crepidium, and it is an terrestrial with sympodial herb with a strongly condensed rhizome carrying a fresh developing pseudobulb distally, and foliage leaves with sheathing at the base, lamina green, elliptic to elliptic lanceolate is there. So these are for the leaves morphology. Then comes to the inflorescence. The inflorescence is racemose, erect, and it is you can say several longitudinal ridges are there. Flowers are green in color, sepals are rounded to acute, then dorsal sepal are lanceolate to oblong lanceolate. Then comes to the petals. Petals is linear, rounded to obtuse, and the lip, you can see the lip is bowl in shape. So these are for the Crepidium maximovixianum. Then the elevation is from 600 to 1200 meter, and flowering period is from July to August. So it is also one of the species that are available in India, and you can find it in the literature. I have collected it from some of the papers, so you can also go through it. Then move to our next one. Then comes to our Crepidium purpureum. So it is, the common name is purple melaxis because it contains some of the purplish color now. So it is an terrestrial with stem cylindrical, fleshy, and several nodes are there. And the leaves are obliquely ovate or oblong, and base contracted into a sheath like. So these are for the leaves variation, and then the inflorescence is erect, nearly wingless, or you can say the flowers color, you can say the red or occasionally pale yellow, and the dorsal sepal is suboblong. Then the lateral sepal is broadly oblong or broadly ovate is there. The petals are narrowly linear, and the lip is superior than subovoid, rectangular in outline. So these are all for the morphology of the flower pattern, and the elevation is from 700 to 1800 meter, and the flowering period is from July to August. Then move to the next one. Then comes to our Crepidium resupinatum. So Crepidium resupinatum, its common name is inverted boot orchid. So because of the common name, you can clearly say that it is, the flower is somewhat inverted is there, and its stem is up to 10 cm long, not more than that, or you can say somewhat more but not more than that. Then leaves are glossy green, widely oval. Then the flowers are borne on a spike that at the end of the stem, and it is very small in size, The color variation is from purplish to maroon. So these are all for this Crepidium resupinatum. Then the elevation is up to 1900 meter and the flowering period is from July to August. Then move to our next one. So then comes to our Crepidium versicolor. So Crepidium versicolor is the common name clearly identify it has a colorful melaxis. Melaxis because now it is some of the Crepidium species are changed into melaxis. So for that the common name is colorful melaxis. So it is an terrestrial orchid with short stem and pseudobulb ovoid is there, and the leaves are layerly three stalkless or shortly stalks ovate to length shaped, and the flowers are borne in densely flowered racemes. A top of leafless stem is there, and the flowers are small in size and color is mostly yellow or purple, and the lip is short wedge shaped, or you can say kidney shaped like is there, or you can say comb like a teeth. As you can clearly see in this picture, what I am trying to say, it is just look like that. Then comes to our it has very much more similarities like Melaxis radi, but it has a very differentiation is there, such as but always small and pseudobulbous with stalkless leaves and smaller flowers with denser spikes is there. So that much differentiation you can get, so don't get confused with Melaxis redi, because it is very much more different from that if you look through closely on the flower pattern. Then the elevation is from 400 to 1900 meter and the flowering period is from June to November. So thank you for watching. These are some of the orchid, or you can say Crepidium species that are available in India. There are much more there Crepidium is there, but only the authenticate one, or you can say the picture, or you can say the flower that I can find it in from net sources, that yes, it just look like the description, or you can see I can identify it and get to tell you about how it differentiate from one another. So only that I have put it in here. So these are for all. So thank you for watching. Hope you will like this video and keep subscribing to our channel. Thank you.